www.facebook.com/DZRJ810am or on YouTube, channel RJAM News. You can now listen to RJFM and DZRJ 810am from wherever you are. Just type in RJ 100.3 FM on TuneIn Radio, Streema, Radio Garden, and just type in RJFM for online box radio. For DZRJ 810am, just type in DZRJ 810am on TuneIn Radio, Streema, and Radio Garden. Happy listening! To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
Good morning, DZRJ 810am proudly brings you Good Job Philippines with Barbie Atienza. Enjoy a recap of the week's good news and developments, highlighting the great men and women behind them. And now, here is your host, Barbie Atienza.
Good morning, Metro Manila. Good morning, Philippines. My name is Allan Visitacion and I'm sitting in for Barbie Atienza. Together with me is Miss Reenah Tolentino. Magandang umaga po and welcome back to our Saturday edition of Good Job Philippines here on DZRJ, Voice of the Philippines. It's a very, very exciting day. I know a lot of people are texting already prior to the show, and they're so excited. What will be the theme of the show today? Well, it's post-Valentine's, so it's still about love, courtship, and marriage. And we have a very, very special guest, most sought of, resource person when it comes to love, courtship, and marriage. So guys, stay tuned. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at kung kayo po ay nakikinig ngayon at sigurado po akong nakikinig kayo, tayo po ay nasa radyo sa AM po sa 810 kilohertz po at ako po si Allan Visitacion, kasama po si Reenah Tolentino ngayong umaga na ito and I'm sitting in for Barbie Atienza at huwag na huwag niyo pong kakalimutan dahil kakatapos lang po ng Valentine's Day. Tuloy-tuloy ang pag-ibig, pagmamahal at ligawan sa bawat isa sa love, courtship, and marriage. Ngayon po, pag-uusapan po natin yan. At huwag po kayong mag-alala. Kung gusto niyo pong habulin kami at makita kami ngayon live dito po na via Zoom, ay habulin niyo na rin po kami. Kami po ay nasa television na rin po ngayon sa Teleradyo, Radyo Bandido, dyan po sa Channel 224, sa Sky Cable po yan, at sa ABS-CBN TV Plus. And of course, dahil nasa TV Plus kami, nandoon din po kami sa GMA For the Box. At huwag niyo pong kakalimutan, nasa YouTube na rin po kami. Subscribe and like po our program today. And maybe you could scroll on YouTube. We are at RJAN News. And we are also live and shown today in all DTT boxes. And of course, dahil live tayo ngayon, we are streaming live and excitedly sa Facebook po sa DZRJ 810 Voice of the Philippines. And now, because we're excited and Valentine's is basically for women, I'd like to introduce to you our very, very gorgeous, beautiful co-host, Miss Reenah Tolentino. Good morning, Reenah.
Good morning, Allan, and good morning, and welcome again to another awesome Saturday morning here at DZRJ Philippines. And this is Reenah Tolentino. Kasama ninyo kami isang oras ng pag-uusap tungkol sa buhay at kwento ng buhay. Good morning, Allan! Masayang pag-ibig month sa'yo!
Ay, nako, napakakulay ng pag-ibig, no? Talaga namang napakasaya. At hanggang ngayon...
Naka-red ako ngayon.
Oo nga. Dahil, alam mo, I'm sitting in for Barbie. I chose the orange color today. And, ayan, isa to sa mga nakuha kong Valentine's gift from my family. No? So, yung sa three girls, the three women of my life. You know, my wife bought me a shirt, and my eldest daughter, who's a juris doctor, bought me another shirt as well. And my daughter, who works for Aman Resort, bought me another shirt also. on Valentine's Day. So I chose orange in the spirit of Valentine's and the spirit of fun, excitement, and pure energy. As Barbie would say, it's another energized day. So how was your Valentine, Rina? Kamusta naman ang iyong Valentino?
Well, nakakatuwa. Ni isang dahon, wala akong natanggap. So, pala talaga yung Valentine.
Yan, oo.
But anyway, that doesn't mean na malungkot ang Valentine's because it's not only from the special people, but the people we love and spend the rest of our lives. And every day is a Valentine's Day. It's the mindset thing. So, kung kaparehas ko kayo na walang natanggap ni isang dahon, nako, there's so much more to celebrate about love, about a relationship. It's not just about, the opposite relationship that we should look at too, but also to the people who cares much to us. Ayan.
Nako, dahil alam mo, Rina, napakagandang storya at dapat din nating ikwento, no? Itong Valentine's Day na to na napakasaya at napaka-exciting. Meron akong dalawang kaibigan na mag-asawa dahil Valentine's Day, gusto nilang mag-travel back into time, no? Napakaganda kung paano sila nagkita, paano sila nagkausap, kung paano sila on their first date. Alam mo, at sinabi pa nila kung magkano yung budget na ginawa nila. Ni-reenact nila ang pag-ibig at pamahal ang Valentine's Day. Kaya naman, gusto ko silang batiin dito mismo sa programa. Sa halagang 500 pesos, nag-date sila, nagkasya ang 500. Yes, sa lahat ng mga Ito ay sa probinsya ng Batangas. Kaya yan, yung mga kabatang dyan na nag-reenact ng kanilang Valentine's Day, binabati ko kayo. At ako po ay nagagalak dahil you traveled in time sa pangunguna po ng kabatang Eric Buhain, no? At Eileen Ermita Buhain as well. Itong dalawang mag-asawa na ito, si Congresswoman, talagang bumiyahe sila back on time and a lot of people were watching it and viewing it. Pumunta sila, walang cinematic or hype. Pure normal, nag-tricycle at napakasaya. Alam nyo mga kapitbahay, kagaya nga na sinabi ni Rina, nakakatuwa, malamang nakinig sila sa iyo, Rina, na kailangan mag-effort ka naman. Alam mo yan. So congratulations, kabatang Eric Buhain, Eileen Ermita, salamat at pinagyaman nyo ang ating Valentine's tradition. At wag ka! At wag ka, Rina, dahil may mga ganyan na incident, meron ding mga hindi magandang insidente na nangyari ng Valentine's Day. Yung mga taong, yung mga Valentina na may mga ahas sa ulo, alam mo, yun, hindi magandang nangyari yun. Marami sa ating mga kasama, lalo na yung mga nag-first date, dahil napakahigpit ng mga restaurant at yung iba nakita mo talaga namang, because nakalimutan nila na dahil nasa pandemic pa rin tayo, very important pa rin yung pagtawag sa restaurant na pupuntahan nyo. Yung magpapareserve ka ba? So marami ang nag-walk-in, no? Yung mga alam mo, mga bagets, no? And with their first date, yan po pag-uusapan natin mamaya, your first date, your first love, meron bang forever? Yan, darating tayo dyan.
The right perspective of dating. And also, alam mo, ang importante ngayon is sasaklaw natin yung mental health. But bagong lahat, Allan, i-greet muna natin yung mga kasama natin ngayon. Ayan, si Michael Angelo. Suki natin ito, napakagwapong mama ito. Si Vivian, kasama din natin. Ito, si Ellie Tablada, hello po from Bacoor, Cavite. At saka si OC Algren, good morning from Sweden. Hello po, and bumabati po ako sa mga taga Oscar Mart. Ayan, I was there last week. Ayan, nag-launch kami ng sausage and burgers. It was really successful. Ayan.
Wow, ang ganda ng Valentine's. So, Valentine's is sausages and good food, and I'm happy for you. And guess what? We also have some guests here. And we also have guests, some viewing right now over the radio and television as well. We have MJ Pagaro of Bacoor, Cavite. Maraming salamat sa iyo, MJ. And of course, Lorena also of Bacoor, watching us on Sky Cable And of course, yan, kasama natin si Miss Iwata. Yan, si Miss Dan Iwata of Las Piñas. Maraming salamat sa iyo. At nakasama ka namin ngayon. Magiging maganda ang ating pag-uusapan. Puro first. First love, first date. At ano ang masasabi mo sa mga pag-ibig sa gitna ng pandemic? Alam mo ba, meron akong tip ha, kahit wala pa yung resource person natin na punong-puno ng pag-ibig, alam ko. Alam mo ba, hindi lang pala red roses ang dadalhin pag Valentine's Day. Kasama
ano
pala
pa?
dyan, medical card. Medical card. Bago ka pumasok, yes,
Nako, mahalaga yan. Sa lahat ngayon, especially, we're still in the threat of pandemic. We're still in the threat of, a lot of sickness and other threats, external threats. Kailangan din natin talaga ang mga ganyang mga preparation. Not that we are anticipating something bad to happen, but sabi nga nila, prevention. And at the same time, preparation is always or are always the king.
sabi nga nung
Diba?
girlfriend dun sa labas ng restaurant kasama yung kanyang boyfriend. Sabi nung girlfriend, hindi ako nakikinig sa kwentuhan nila, pero but I can't help it. Gusto ko sanang tulungan sila pareho, pero ayaw papasukin si girlfriend dahil hindi niya nadala ang kanyang vaccination card. Alam mo, kawawa naman, di ba? Gusto ko sumingit sa amin. Oo, sabi na, ano ka ba? Dapat sinabi mo, meron pa naman silang hawak na red roses and yun. At hindi nila nadala yung vaccination card nila. So it's very important sa mga bagong umiibig na mga kababayan natin. Kailangan meron pong vaccination card.
Sumunod pa rin naman tayo. Hindi porque love month tayo ngayon, we will be excused sa mga kailangan sa protocols natin. Anyways, para sa pangkalahatan naman po yan. So, sumunod tayo. Though at some point or another, meron talagang pagkalimot na nagaganap. Kasi even there was a tendency na, there was a time, I should say, na nakalimutan ko din at hindi ako pinapasok. Though kahit anong pagpapakyut ang ginawa ko, I salute the security guards na hindi ako pinapasok. Masama loob ko, pero what can we do, no? Ayun.
At saka, Reenah, gusto ko rin i-congratulate pala ang lahat ng bumubuo ng LTO Las Piñas sa pamumuno po sa pamumuno po ni Bags Loarca ng Las Piñas po. Dahil sinamahan ko yung dalawang girls ko na nag-apply ng kanilang upgrade ng kanilang license. Napakabilis po at napaka-fluid at halos very fast motion ang pag-register po namin at kami po ay nag-enjoy sapagkat napakalinis po ng LTO office dito sa Las Piñas. And guess what?
Wow.
And and I'm just happy to say one of the few testing drive center meron ang LTO dito sa Las Piñas, doon mismo sa LTO Brown office. Kaya congratulations kayo, Bogs. Loarca, congratulations sa team mo. Napakagaling, napakaganda. From security guard to all the staff there, congratulations. Keep up the good work. Napaka-swerte ng Las Piñas sa inyo sapagkat napakagaling.
Talagang dapat i-upload, no? I-applaud natin yung mga ganito kasi you could see the commitment and consistency kasi at some point, meron tayong mga offices, well, not in general, but also to call the attention of those offices na medyo napapabayaan at malang consistency. Yung mga ganitong mga initiatives and consistencies ng ating mga leaders dapat lang na i-emphasize and congratulations sa mga taga Las Piñas.
And not only that, Reenah, dahil we are in Good Job Philippines, we pick up stories on ground, we pick up stories on the road, we pick up good lessons in life as well, and then we bring them on the air. Yes, we amplify it so that people would know and people might follow the good steps of a good life and a good lessons in life. And not only that, Reenah, I also like to congratulate June Casanova, a social worker in the city of Las Piñas as well. salagang sa pagtulong niyan, pag-relocate ng mga taong nasunugan noong December and January, he made sure na sana itong mga tao na ito na nakabalik na sa kanilang family before Valentine's Day, and we're just happy lahat po ng mga donations na binigay ninyo at pinahatid ninyo nakarating po sa mga fire victims natin. Kaya June Casanova and the Social Workers Department of Las Piñas, congratulations po sa inyo.
Naku, congratulations. At binabati ko rin kasama natin, ang consistent itong kaibigan ko na to, si Sir Gerald. Ayan, si Gerald Baykibs. Hello, good morning. I miss you there. At bagang lahat, Allan, mag-commercial muna tayo. Pero later on, pag-uusapan natin dito sa Good Job Philippines, ang mental health at the right perspective pagdating sa dating. So, stay with us as you learn a lot about love this month. So commercial muna tayo, and you're watching Good Job Philippines.
Ang Frontliners, Damayan, Talakayan at Aksyon. Tuwing linggo, alas 3 ng hapon hanggang alas 4. Kasama si Jude Ika. Live sa DZRJ 810 AM Mega Manila, DZRJ Teleradyo Bandido via Sky Cable Channel 224, TV Plus Boxes at Digital Ready Free to Air Channel 29. Sa Facebook, www.facebook.com DZRJ 810 AM. Sa YouTube,
RJAM News.
at Radio Garden App. Frontliners, Damayan, Talakayan at Aksyon!
Be enlightened with inspiring stories. Interesting biblical features. And insightful interviews with the pillars of our Catholic faith. Power to Unite with Elvira.
We now return to Good Job Philippines on DZRJ 810 AM. Here is your host, Barbie Atienza.
Good morning, Metro Manila, and yes, we're back. I'm Allan Visitacion for Barbie Atienza, and we have a very, very special guest who's going to talk about words about things coming out from the heart. And without further ado, I'd like to return the mic to Miss Reenah Tolentino.
Hello, good morning, and you are still listening to DZRJ 810 AM Good Job Philippines. So stay tuned as we talk about love, relationship, dating, and also mental health. So today we got so excited because we have a very active coach in life, relationship, and finances. So she is none other than Ms. Rhea Young Rico Franca, who will be sharing her expertise about heart, mind, and body health. Rhea, good morning.
Good morning, Reenah. Good morning, Allan. And good morning to Good Job Philippines. And hello pala sa aking mga friends who are watching. So please like and share this page and share the good news kasi Valentine's is not yet over. it's still February.
Yeah, it's still February. Rhea, bakit nga ba dating and life coaching ang napasok nating trabaho? What is the advantage? Or could it be more on the purpose?
That's a good question. Thank you, Reenah, for that wonderful question, because maraming nagtatanong rin sa akin yan eh. Because there are a lot of paths in terms of life coaching. Pero why pag-ibig? Why dating? And why mental health? I grew up in a conservative environment. So I'm very clueless. I was very clueless in terms of dating. So imagine you're lost kasi, everyone is like in a relationship, they're dating, and then you're like, what's wrong with me? Kasi I don't have anyone, growing up, or so I felt I'm undeserving of love. So because of that experience, I thought I compared my love life, my dating life, into a game. Sabi ko, pag hindi mo alam yung ginagawa mo in terms of dating, you will go nowhere. It's like playing, let's say, for example, basketball. If you don't have a coach, you just play, parang aimlessly, you don't know what to do, no? So you will need skills and you will need direction. And so you're correct, Reenah, it's the purpose. It's the purpose of helping others not to go through the same heartaches, not to go through feeling clueless, because, we rarely talk about the basics of dating. It's just, you just date. That's it. This is a topic that is not discussed, especially to us women. No? Parang taboo siya. Maraming topic na taboo, and dating is one. Para bang you can only just share if you're with someone, but if you're not with someone, parang ang loser mo. That is how the society perceives it, because the goal is to have a family of your own. So we grew up, diba? We grew up like that eh, na parang ito lang yung goal. And if you don't have that, then you're not achieving what you're supposed to achieve. So that's why I went to that path of life coaching, specifically dating and mental health also.
Oh, okay. So napaka-importante pala. Because Rhea, and for the longest time, I was like looking at the idea of how does a life coach help somebody. Diba, Allan? Yung parang, buhay ko to. Why would I allow somebody to control it? That's the very limiting mindset of me. But when I was talking to Vivian, and now I was listening to you, to Barbie and Allan, as I learned from them, nakakatuwa pala. At tama nga, Allan, yung gaya nga nung basketball, sabi ni Rhea, maglalaro ka lang pero hindi mo alam yung ruling. Tama?
Yeah, Rhea, they've always said that love means you never have to say sorry. And now here comes another section of our society that says you have to have a coach when you go dating. So how do you capture a market, and how do you capture the attention of a person going up against the paradox of love? You never have to say you're sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Allan, for that question. That idea is not even possible 10 years ago or 15 years ago, especially in the Philippines. We are in a very conservative society, especially very religious yung country natin. But nowadays, dating, especially we have online dating. Dating apps, nagkalat siya, diba? Like, sobrang daming dating apps. You could just, you couldn't even use all of your fingers or yung toes mo to count how many dating apps are there. So with technology comes information overload, and with that, the busier the people are. The market practically are women who, like me, grew up in a conservative environment, who are, let's say, ambitious, who wants to accomplish things in life and rarely has time to date. So they may be achieving a lot in their careers, but in terms of their dating life, close to none, because they're more focused on other things. Now, the dating coach is actually not there to, what do you call that? Yung to interrupt or to take over the lives of the clients. Just like we don't do that. Life coaches don't interrupt. We just guide them. So we talk about setting goals and making plans. Specifically now, because this is as a dating coach, you set goals and make plans for your dating goals. And then together, you help the client achieve that. There is no foolproof way of achieving the dating goals. It's just that having a coach gives you an objective perspective of how you see and experience things.
Reenah, sorry to cut you there. I have a good question right here, and it's just that I have to entertain this question since it's very interesting. You mentioned about digital dating, so wow, and your high tech can. May I ask politely though, how many kinds of dates are there, or has a coach just like you very well knowledgeable about dating? Have you classified the class of datings, or para lang po sa ating mga nakikinig, ano ba ho ang mga klaseng dating? Kasi yung mga magulang magtatanong ng mga anak nila, Mami, pwede ba akong mag-date? Ano ba ang mga klase ng dating? Rhea?
That's a good question, Alan. Before, dating kasi is only meant for you to prepare for marriage. Yun yung ideal talaga, di ba? But nowadays, dating could be just to have a casual person to see, like go up to have fun with, to hang out if you have same interest. May mga ganon, no? So if you go on a dating app, there are certain categories. There are those who are looking for serious relationships leading to marriage. So these are people who are more established in life and they wanted to settle down. Pero nowadays, there are those with no strings attached. Maraming terminologies. There are those who are called friends with benefits. So intimacy lang yung habol nila with each other and they don't want commitment.
Oh.
So yun yung mga casual dating. And yung iba naman, one time lang magkita, yung mga tinatawag nilang one night stand, no?
One time, big time.
One time, big time. Parang, okay, and then goodbye. I see you now, and then we won't talk again after this. So dating coaches are not after those kind of clients. Dating coaches are after clients who are into serious relationships, who want to build their families eventually. So, pero that's a very good question, Alan, kasi ang daming klase. Masya-shock ka lalo if, you're already in your mid-30s, mid-40s, and then using dating apps. And then you will experience isang message, pag nag-message sa'yo yung nakamatch mo sa dating app, ikaw naman, you really want to have a serious relationship. Ito pala is only looking for someone na casual. So parang, it would be shocking kasi sometimes hindi accurate yung profile nila. So it's very important if you go digital dating, you make sure yung profile mo, maayos siya. So ikaw din. Yes, go ahead, Reenah.
Yes, for that profile that we're talking about, it's like more on the subliminal message, whether you want to hook up only or you want a serious relationship. Is that how we manage the profile? Oh, yes. So there should be a categorizing factor in terms of profiling or making a profile if you really would want to look after a serious relationship. Tama?
Exactly. This is what we call intentional dating. You don't just date just to date. You date because you have a goal.
In other words, Rhea, yung profile mo doon sa app na yon ay inaayos mo accordingly to the kind of date you wanted to have. Yung ba yung ibig intindi ko sa question ni Reenah, aayusin mo yung profile, no? Kasi ito app ito nandoon ng mga profile, no, ng babae at lalaki as well. Correct, no?
Yes, that's correct, Alan. So,
paano kaya ang profile ng one time, big time? Paano kaya ginagawa yun? Di ba? I just like to ask the ladies. Alam ko maraming nakikinig sa atin kasi minsan yung mga ibang nandiyan dyan sa app, dinadaya nila yung age nila no? Dinadaya nila yung age nila. Minsan hindi mo alam yung ka-chat mo sa app, 10 years old, 12 years old, hindi mo alam kung babae o lalaki. So sometimes, yun nga, how do you how do you put in decent, acceptable media words paano take me, I'm yours, ganun ba yun?
Alan, you'll be surprised that dating apps, mga siguro more than 50% are only after casual dating. Sobrang surprising, sobrang taas. Kaya nga tayo, tinutulungan natin yung mga kliyente natin na very cautious, very intentional kasi hindi pwedeng, in the dating apps, what you do is you swipe right if you like the person or you're interested, or you swipe left. Hindi pwedeng puro ka lang right. Kasi that's where you get all of these person who are looking for whoever will swipe right. Parang ganon. So, then you read the profile. The more information they give, the more you know they are looking for something serious. Yung mga naghahanap lang ng casual dating, may mga, tawag sila, they will put down to F. So, I will not speak the word because it's profane. DTF yung tawag nila. So, yan yung mga casual dating, yung mga one-night stand, yung mga friends with benefits, yung mga ganun na kaiksi. And then, there are those who will go with that. May mga women who do that too. So, and that's really sad, pero that's the reality. Kasi there was one time, I remember, when I was, actively also using online dating, or dating apps, there was one time, this guy, he was asking me, sabi niya, there are those girls na parang pagka-match, they're already inviting the guy to a hotel. So parang the girl invited the guy, so na-shock si guy. So parang when we were already communicating, he's very cautious kasi sabi niya, I don't want that kind of vibe. So we need to, we need to be really intentional. Kaya hindi pwedeng puro lang tayo right, no? Because we need to in
Rhea, may ipasok ko lang So
yes,
given that there are also restrictions on ourselves, especially those who are into this app. Given na in-embrace na natin sa society natin yung ganitong mindset ng looking after a partner, what are the red flags coming from the guy that you were talking earlier? What are the red flags and what are the things that you should look after and get rid of it para lang maging safe ka din pagdating sa dating and dating app or using the dating app?
Yeah. That's a good question, Reenah. Because of, the technology, yun nga, sabi nga ni Allan earlier, pwede mo dayaan yung age. So, since you're intentional, you're being cautious, you make sure before you meet the person, you do a video call, a video chat. If the person doesn't want to, there's a high chance that the picture and the person are not the same.
Okay, that's good.
Video call.
Video call. And if the person insists on not having the call, you have to let go of that person because it could just be fishing or maybe, may masamang balak or something. So that's number one.
Let go and block agad.
Yes. Yeah. For your safety. This is for boys and girls, no? Kasi mamaya, yung iba din kasi parang yung identity, hindi rin nila nire-reveal. So, the number one for your safety, don't give out your social media accounts or social media handles na you publicly use. You could create another account that you use lang for dating. For your safety.
Yeah, that's good.
Kasi they could just be looking for information about you, diba? So that's another one. Third would be if nag-okay siya sa video chat and then talagang nag-vibe kayo and you decided to meet each other, you meet the person in public. And
let me just reiterate what you just said, no? Okay. Advice po ni Coach, dahil dating ito, napaka-motion po ng pag-ibig, mabilis, no? Magkaroon agad ng attraction. Advice ni Coach, gumawa ka pa ng isang account. Just for safety, security, and don't forget, good health as well. Di ba?
Yes, good
Back
health.
to you, Coach.
Always bring your your vaccination card. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, very important. No. So yon. Always go on a date in broad daylight. What I mean is lunch. Don't go out for a first date ng dinner. Because you're sending a message that you're okay sa gabi, which means anything leading after that date, you're okay with it. So we don't want that on a first date unless that is your goal. No? Pero if for serious dating, yung goal mo talaga to have a partner, you have to be intentional. So you have to make sure that you're safe, especially for women. Don't date sa gabi, date in public. For example, coffee shop, like lunchtime, di ba? Tapos don't stay in the date for a long time, maximum 1 hour.
Okay. Coach Rhea, ando na, sinabi mo na, no? Yung safety, security, and good health advice, have another account, no? For your safety. Kasi hindi mo nga, you are basically talking to and perfectly talking to a stranger that you just met on the app, no? And I'm totally sure men and women, both gender, would be basically doing the same. So no offense meant there.
Yes.
Now, and Coach, so we went out on a date. We did everything safely and yung dapat gawin before the date, no? Now, how do I say to her that I don't like to go dating with her anymore?
That's a good question. How to reject without hurting the person's feelings? That's the reason why you date, is you want to move up to the next level. If you're intentional and if you want to have a serious relationship, it's very important to communicate. You have to mature, grow up, and really say it nicely. Don't ghost. Never do that. It's better to hurt the person's feelings than to, just make them wait for nothing. Let's say, normally, the girls would say no after the date. Yung madalas face-to-face ang girls. Ang guys, madalas message, no? Yun yung observation ko. Pero what we could do, for women, what we could do is just to say, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed a lunch. I enjoyed talking with you. But, I just don't see this working.
Yeah.
But diba? If you'd like to be friends...
Ang hirap bitawan yung mga ganong words. Pero with all due respect.
Ikaw, Reenah, nangyari na ba yan sa'yo? I mean, ilan na ginanyan mo? Ayoko na kasi inyo. I just want to ask our co-host, Reenah, what's your experience? Is it hard to say to an opposite sex na thank you, nice meeting you? Ikaw, Reenah.
Oh, so far so good. I only dated one, and he's my husband now. So I don't really get to that point of turning down somebody. But thinking of it, being you have the conscience and all of that sort of consideration, it's really hard. But then again, as Rhea, our coach, says, you really have to be candid enough, or just leaving that person in limbo, hanging and expecting, well, that could be more hard for that person. And I must agree.
Yes. Now, Coach Reenah, moving forward, Coach Reenah, that's a beautiful story. That's totally a love story, Reenah. But going back to Coach, is it healthy, like, to say to you, Coach, I fell in love on our first date? Healthy ba yan? Yung love at first sight, healthy ba yan? Coming from a digital talk, no? Sa cyber world, lumabas kayo at nagkita kayo. Normal ba yon? Yung love at first sight?
It could happen. Love at first sight could happen because there are people na kahit hindi romantic, you vibe in person, di ba? Like kahit first time, there are those people who you really vibe with. Whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's friendship or yung colleague mo at work, there are those moments na first time yung nagkasama pero you vibe. It's just that with dating, the context of dating, you fell in love with the person the first time. And it's fine because attraction should come when you have, it should come first. Hindi pwedeng you date someone and then when you see the person, you feel scared of how the person looks like, diba? So attraction is important.
Coach Reenah, Coach Rhea, so love at first sight is healthy. So can we take it that way?
Yes, it is healthy.
It is mentally healthy. So where can they find you? Where all these millions of people falling in love with the picture at first time? Saan ka ba mahahanap? Saan ka nila pwede hanapin to consult their love at first sight experience?
They could message me sa aking Facebook page. It's called Awesome Realizations. So
Awesome Realization.
Yes. Spell is my name, Realizations. I'll just type it na lang sa
Yes,
Facebook.
yes, comment down below.
Down below. So, love at first sight could be healthy. Ito, Allan, yung hindi healthy, and Reenah, yung next step. What you're going, yun yung crucial. If you feel that na love at first sight ka, the question is it mutual? Kasi most probably it's not going to be mutual. So that part may not be healthy. So how are you going to deal with feeling you fell in love with the person, but the other person doesn't feel the same way? So that's where the coaches come in, because they objectively look at how are the interactions like. Kasi baka dahil sobrang in love ka, hindi mo nakikita na the person is trying to reject you na pala. Ikaw feeling mo everything that he or she does, feeling mo ina-adore ka niya. No? May adoration na nagaganap. So,
sakit nun!
Yeah. So, di ba, yun po yung important. The next step is crucial, because you can fall in love for the first date many times. The thing is, what do you do next? What happens next after that? So, I hope I was able to answer that.
And that would fall to that mental mindset, and at the same time, the mental health that we're talking about here. So coming from the love that you feel, and all the red flags and the messages that you misunderstand. What are the things, like, for example, you feel already the rejection. How do you handle that? Being a woman, or not only for the women's sake, but for also the men out there who are really weak in terms of understanding the messages, subliminal messages and gestures of a woman. So how do we handle that?
Yan, magandang tanong yan, ano? Sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin ngayon sa radyo, sasagutin ni Coach, paano dinadala ang rejection ng matahimik at masaya pa rin sa dulo? Back to you. Maayos. Rhea.
Yes. Yung tanong dati nga na bakit hindi ka crush ng crush mo, di ba? That is a question. Di ba?
Kakanta ko yan eh. Oh,
bakit nga ba hindi ka crush ng crush mo? Because the attraction is not there. I think the importance of understanding rejections and failures, it doesn't mean the person is rejecting you per se. The person just do not see himself or herself being with you. And that's unfair to you. If they do say yes to you and stay with you, and you're going to be unhappy, in the long run, you're both going to hurt each other. So,
okay, I just like to say this. This is very, very important. Sabi ni Christine Joy Mayor Duran, Angel, naisip kita. Hindi ko lang alam kung ano ibig sabihin nun. Naisip kita nung ni-reject mo ako, o naisip kita nung first date natin. Gusto ko rin batiin si Saint Ranch. Si Saint Ranch. Yan ang aking Ranch. Saint Peter, my kababata is on the air. Magandang umaga sa'yo. Back to you, Rhea.
Thank you, Allan. So, yes, sa lahat ng parte ng buhay natin, whether it be dating, whether it be about our career, about our physical health, if you want to be, healthier, it always has to be the part of accepting that failure is not a bad thing. Because failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. So is rejection. The more times we feel rejected, the more times we feel stronger, and the more times we feel na you are being prepared for the person that the Lord has prepared for you.
Yan, ang ibig sabihin nun sa mga nakikinig natin, kahit may rejection, it makes you a stronger person. Hindi po ibig sabihin nun na pag may rejection, maghahanap ka ng stronger rope. Hindi po, hindi. Wag ko, bad yun. Coach, so rejection is part of falling in love. Love at first sight is good health. Coach, a good health pa ba yung love, first love mo, naiisip mo lagi? Yun ba ay good health pa rin?
Nako po, parang hindi na masyado.
Hindi na, no?
Hindi na, especially how long ago was that? Diba? The question, how long ago was that? If yung first love mo, siguro mga few years siyang nag-start, it could still be healthy kasi we could, here's the thing, Reenah and Allan, we can never unlove someone. We can just love them differently. Even if you break up with a previous partner, you don't unlove the person.
Namumula si Reenah, namumula. Oo. Mga kababayan, namumula ho yung co-host ko. Nagbablash.
Nakasimula ng kanyang dress.
Yan, Valentine girl namin yan.
Yeah.
There's a winning statement, winning enlightening words from Rhea. This is the only time that I get to hear in a very nice way, Nakakatuwa.
Teka, Reenah, babatiin ko lang. Nakakatuwa ito nag-text sa akin. Sa mga kaibigan ko sa palengke sa BF Homes. Salamat at nakikinig kayo. Sabi nga ni Coach ng pag-ibig to Coach ng love at first sight. Hindi daw nawawala ang first love mo pero nag-iiba lang. Parang isda, nag-iiba ang presyo. Okay? Yes. Pag bilog ang buwan, iba presyo nyo dyan sa phase 1. Back to you, Coach.
That's true, no? Sa lahat, hindi lang yung first love, sa lahat ng mga taong minahal natin na hindi man na-reciprocate, we still love them but differently. Not as intense as before. Pero if you are already in a very healthy relationship, you are married and you're still thinking about your first love, that is unhealthy. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo yun na-let go. Diba? So
how do these people handle that kind of situation? You're in a relationship already, in a right relationship, yet these people or these persons still passes away your mind subliminally.
That's a good question, Reenah. I had that problem before.
Wow.
I could relate to that.
Hugot yan, Coach. Hugot. Yes, watch this, guys. We're live on Hugot.
So, letting go, sometimes closure, pag walang closure, mas mahirap, diba? But closure doesn't need to be you and that person. It has to be closure within yourself. So, what I did, kasi may mga love letters kami noon, yung snail mail. Snail mail. So, syempre, I had all of that. And I was holding on to it for years. One time, big time, I read everything in one night. And I was crying. Like, nag-uumapaw na pagluha. Tapos may hagulgul pang kasama. Feeling ko yung buong neighborhood naririnig ako. Baka akala nila may namatay pa or something. So, kasi first love ko nga eh. Kasi I was looking forward to having a family with this person. Pero he chose someone else. Parang gano'n, di ba, ang sakit? So, what I did, I held on to that, and it's very difficult. Very heavy yun sa heart, no? So, what I did, I read all of the letters, and then I burned them. Bakit ko yun shinare? If you are in a beautiful relationship right now, and na distract ka nung first love mo, write down the things why you love that person, yung first love mo. Tapos, sulat ka pa ng isang papel, why you love the person you are with right now.
Wow, galing.
And you burn the first one. You burn the reasons why you like your first love, because the only person that you should be keeping in mind is the one you have right now. We don't live in the past. We look where our eyes go. Meaning you look forward. You look always forward. You don't turn back, because when you turn back, you see things that are not good, or maybe things that you think are good, but is not going to help you now moving forward. So you don't turn back. You learn lessons from that, but don't turn back and focus your eyes where it should go, which is in the future with who you're with right now. Be
Nako.
present.
Nakakatuwa. Oh.
Sa mga hindi pa nakaka-move on dyan, ha? Yung mga...
Oy, si Angelo, you're listening to us right now. Move on, Angelo, sabi ni Coach.
Ariel, ha? Mag-move on ka na rin, Ariel. Diyan sa studio natin. Naku yan si Ariel. Ano yan? Ariel, mag-move on ka na. And going back, Miss Aria, for these kinds of relationship wherein ang dami-dami nagiging problema, when will be the right time to draw the line? Okay, from dating, going to relationship, jumping to falling in love, and there are also that subliminal messages of rejection. When do we draw from there? Na enough na?
That's napaka-crucial ng question na yan, Reenah. Sometimes people look for love for the wrong reasons, at the wrong place, and at the wrong. That's where everything falls apart. Because everything that you're going to have will not work. Why? Because you are not ready for that. How do we know that we're ready for a relationship? We have to make sure that we love ourselves enough in order for us to love someone else. It's hard to expect yung kulang sa buhay mo, tapos maghahanap ka ng iba to fill that in. No, you have to love yourself first. Choose yourself. Kasi sabi nila, choose who chooses you. Pero if you don't choose yourself, how do you expect someone else to choose you? You have to start choosing yourself. Self-love is important in finding a lifetime partner. If you don't love yourself, how do you expect another person to love you? So we start then. Yes. So drawing the line, it only happens when there are unresolved issues in the relationship. Communication is crucial, and understanding the love language of the person you're dating is also important. Why do I say this? There are people whose love language is acts of service, meaning tutulungan ka nila, lahat ng kailangan mo. Yun yung kanilang pagbigay. Pero yung pag-accept nila, different pala. Ang gusto pala nila, words of affirmation. Ikaw naman, panay kang give ng service. Gusto niya pala na-affirm siya through words. So, you need to talk about. Kasi baka sinasabi mo, hindi mo ako mahal. Tapos sasabihin naman niya, binigay ko naman sa'yo lahat, paano hindi kita mahal? Hindi sila nagkaintindihan.
Coach,
yes,
Coach, we have a very, very interesting question here. So, naniniwala ka na there is such thing as love is forever. Nag-iiba lang ang kanyang tono. Tama ba yan?
That is correct.
That is true, no? Yung pag-ibig hindi nawawala, so forever siya, nawawala lang ang tono. Okay, I have a question for Reenah. Reenah, pagka first 3 months, ano ang tono ng pag-ibig kung kanta siya?
Maybe sweet.
Yeah, anong song?
You're all I need, it's you, my Valentine.
Wow, galing. Okay, Coach Rhea, ano naman ang tono ng pag-ibig o pagmamahal pag medyo fading away na siya, pero pag-ibig pa rin?
I'll let you go, I'll let you fly. Yon, gano'n.
Galing.
Oh my gosh.
Ano naman ang tono ng pag-ibig, Reenah, pag meron ka ng asawa at nakikita mo pa rin siya? Yun.
Kunin mo, O Diyos, at tanggapin mo.
Yung galing naman. Parang gusto mo na siyang kunin ni Lord. Kunin mo na, Lord. Nagugulo ako. Very good, Reenah. We really enjoyed this program. Naku, Coach, natakil natin ang lahat. Ang pag-ibig ay forever. Nag-iiba lang ang tono niyan sa takbo ng buhay, no?
Yes.
So, napag-usapan din natin, kailangan maging matapang at masigla ang puso mo. Dapat matibay ka sa rejection, no? And number 3, no, we strongly discourage, no, yung people going to the love dating app na ginagamit niya yung kanyang real profile, no? Very dangerous yun. Reenah, ano pa mga nakuha natin sa programa ngayon? Napaka-exciting at napakaganda.
Sabi ni Coach, ito is very resounding. Choose a person who chooses you and choose yourself first.
Wow, yan. Paano ba ginagawa yun, Coach? Paano ba ginagawa yung choose yourself? And love is about sacrifice nga.
That's a good question, Allan. Love is sacrifice, pero if it is detrimental to your health, it is no longer worth it. Kasi di ba nga, if we're going to put it in the context of love being a sacrifice because of what the Lord did, we could put it in this light that the Lord died so that we could live.
Ang galing.
Make his death worth, di ba? Make his death worthwhile by living your life. So,
pwede ba magstay sa bahay niya isang araw? Baka mas-straight yung buhay ko, ganyan.
Why not?
Sarap kasama sa bahay ni Miss Rhea, ano? Na kahit anong mangyari, wala ka maririnig na hindi maganda.
Yes.
Well,
and it only shows, no, that the Valentine's celebration is indeed every day. We're 7 days away from Valentine's Day, and now we're still talking about love, and we're talking about Valentine's Day, and we're talking about the latest edition about Valentine's and going dating. Don't forget your medical card. Back to you, Reenah.
And it will never run out of tune, and it will never be out of tune of when we love. And at the end of the day, we have to choose the right love, and we have to take good care of our mental health. And going back to Miss Rhea, what is your last words, or your message and tips to those who are listening right now in terms of their dating and the love status right now?
Yes. My message for everyone, especially for those who are single and, you have someone na nagpapakilig sa'yo, I always tell this to my clients, just enjoy the kilig. Meaning you live
enjoy the kilig.
Kasi it may not last, but right now you live within the moment and just feel it, savor it. Diba? You don't eat just to think, ay, mauubos siya. You eat because you savor it. You enjoy it. That's how we should deal with dating. We enjoy the kilig. And if you are already dating someone, be intentional and intelligent. Meaning, you have to put a label on it. Have a label. Otherwise, the expectations will just be, different from both of you. And it's not going to be healthy. Siguro my last words would be, Shakespeare said, they do not love those who do not show their love. So, it's still February. Show your love and be kind to your mind and to your heart.
Reenah?
Naku, nakakatuwa. I learned a lot, and thank you so much for those words. Ayan, kasama natin si Ms. Janina Tuazon, Juan Tan, Rosalinda Iwata, and John Lloyd II. Kinikilig po ako kay Reenah. Oh, thank you. Kinikilig din ako sa iyo, John Lloyd, and thank you for listening. And again, as we have our final words, always remember that you have to love in the right way, at the right time, and the right person. It will never run out of tune. Keep spreading love, sharing love, and be the love. Going back to you, Allan.
Yes, Reenah, on behalf of Barbie Atienza and Ariel Castro, truly, and honestly, kilig is ageless. And thank you to everyone who fell in love and are continuously falling in love today. Maraming salamat po. It's been 45 minutes of good talk to 1 hour. Maraming salamat. Next Saturday po, bumalik kayo at tayo'y babalik sabay-sabay kay Miss Iwata. Dang Iwata, magandang umaga sa iyo. At of course, kay Rona Modesto. Maraming salamat at nakasama ka namin ng isang oras. This is Allan Visitacion. Maraming salamat po. Back to you, studio.
You've been listening to Good Job Philippines with Barbie Atienza. Good Job Philippines is an exclusive presentation of DZRJ 810 AM.